today we will study about the next kingdom, that is animal kingdom. Till plant kingdom we have studied different groups of plants, their characters, their habitat, their body organization, physiology, etc. Now today we will discuss about animal kingdom and its classification, what are the criteria for classification, on which basis they are classified, because animal kingdom comprises millions of organisms and their classification is must needed to make the study easy, convenient, and there are some criteria or basis for classification, and these are level of organization, then symmetry of the body, then coelom present in the body, and their germ layer in the embryonic stage, then segmentation. So all there are different criteria for classification. We will discuss one by one. Now first criteria for classification is level of organization. In level of organization we can see here that there are 4 levels are there, that is cellular level, or then tissue level, organ system level. Cellular level means at the all the cells are performing each and every activities, physiology of the cell. Then tissue level, at tissue level the body organization or physiology occurs. Group of cell will form the tissue and group of tissue will form an organism, organ group, all the organs will of the same system will form the organ system. So these are 4 types of organisms, that is cellular level, for example porifera, tissue level coelenterata or cnidaria, organ level platyhelminthes, and organ system level arthropoda, chordata, etc. Now symmetry of the body. On the basis of the symmetry of the body there are 3 types of organism. First of all 2 types, that is asymmetrical and symmetrical, and then symmetrical one there are 2 types, that is radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. These are the examples, that is porifera asymmetrical, radial symmetry is starfish, and bilateral symmetry that is annelida. Third criteria for classification is the number of germ layers in embryonic stage. When there are 2 germ layers present in the embryonic stage, that is ectoderm and endoderm, then such type of organisms are known as diploblastic. And when there are 3 germ layers present in the embryonic level stage in the organism, then it is known as triploblastic, and these germ layers are ectoderm and endoderm. Between that one mesoderm also arise. So in this way there are 3 germ layers. For example diploblastic coelenterata is there, and for triploblastic platyhelminthes 2 chordata, all the phylums comes under the triploblastic type of organism. Now fourth criteria for the classification is coelom, or the presence of the body cavity. The organisms which have the body cavity are known as coelomate, for example annelida, chordata, etc. And the organisms in which no coelom is present, then it is known as acoelomate, that is absence of coelom, that is without body cavity. Now the example is platyhelminthes. Then pseudocoelomate means no continuous body cavity, that means at some places some tissue arise and the complete coelom is not there, some places there is coelom and some places no coelom, that's why it is known as pseudocoelomate. And this is the third group of organism, for example Aschelhelminthes. So this is the fourth criteria for the classification of organisms. Fifth criteria for classification of living organism, that is animal kingdom, is segmentation. This segmentation that is the body consists of small segments, and these segments are from outer side as well as internal side. So these segments are known as metameres, and this phenomena is known as metamerism. The organisms which have consisting of these segments, a very good example is earthworm, leech, etc., which belongs to the phylum Annelida. Now the sixth criteria is presence or absence of notochord. Notochord is the rod like structure which is present on the dorsal side of the body, and when it is present the class in the group that is known as hemichordata or chordata. This notochord is present, and if this is not present, then they are categorized into non-chordata or invertebrates, and the examples are from Porifera to Echinodermata phylum. In this slide we can see different criteria for classification of organisms. These are level of classification, that is level of body organization, either cellular level, tissue level or organ level. Then body cavity, whether it is present or absent. Then when present, then coelomate, then when absent, then acoelomate or pseudocoelomate. Third criteria is type of body symmetry, radial or bilateral or asymmetrical, and type of coelom development, that is acoelomate, then pseudocoelomate, true coelomate. Types of true coelom, and that is enterocoelom or schizocoelom. Now symmetry, body symmetry, whether organisms are two types, whether symmetrical or asymmetrical. If they can be, the body can be divided into two equal parts, then they are known as symmetrical body, and when the body is not divisible into two equal halves, then it is known as asymmetrical. For example, sponges, amoeba, etc. Now this symmetrical is again subdivided into two types, that is radial symmetry and bilateral symmetry. If the body can be divided into two equal halves by any plane passing through the center, then they are known as radially symmetrical, and for example starfish, hydra, etc. And bilateral symmetry are those in those organisms in whose body can be divided into two equal halves by only one plane, then this is known as bilateral symmetry, and the examples are all vertebrates. In this slide we can see that level of body organization occurs at different levels, that is chemical. In the human body we can see the cells are made up of chemicals. These chemicals will form an cell. Now the group of cell will synthesize a tissue. A group of tissue will form organ, a group of organ will form organ system, and all the organ system will constitute an organism. In this way, this is a level of organization: cell, tissue, organ, organ system, organism. In this slide there are three criteria are there for the body classification of the organism. First is the body cavity or presence of coelom. If the coelom is not present, no central body cavity is present, this is the diagram, then the organism will be known as acoelomate. And if the organism has the coelom body cavity present, then it is known as the coelomate. And if the pseudocoelomate, coelom derived from endoderm and mesoderm, and at some places coelom is there, some place it is not there, then it is known as pseudocoelomate. Now the next classification criteria is the presence of the germ layers in the embryonic stage of the organism. Here we can see that when it is diploblastic organism, then only 2 germ layers are there. In triploblastic, it is 3 germ layers are there. Now next classification criteria is segmentation of the body. We can see the structure of this earthworm, which is consisting of various about 10 to 100 to more than 100 types of metameres, that is the segment of the body. These segments are known as metameres, and this phenomena is known as metamerism. So this is one of the criteria for classification of the organism. Again, this diagram is showing the classification of animal kingdom on the basis of the characters. See, this is Animalia, animal kingdom. Here cellular level in phylum, only one phylum is there, that is Porifera. Now at tissue level, these are at tissue level, that is, then again the next criteria is the coelomate, the body coelom, presence or absence of body coelom in acoelomate from Porifera, then Coelenterata, Platyhelminthes, then pseudocoelomate, Nematoda, and rest, that is Annelida, Mollusca, Arthropoda, Echinodermata, Chordata, all are coelomate, that means having the body cavity. Now after this, then the organism can be divided in another group on the basis of the presence or absence of the notochord. So these are the organisms from Porifera to Echinodermata. They have no notochord or the rod-like structure on the dorsal side of the body, and they comes under invertebrate, and rest are vertebrate. So this chordata is divided into two subphylum, that is Protochordata and vertebrates. In Protochordata, Urochordata and Cephalochordata is there, and vertebrata have 5 classes, that is Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia. And Pisces have 2 subclasses, that is chondric thighs and ostic thighs. Chondric thighs are the cartilaginous fishes, and ostic thighs are the bony fishes. This slide is also showing the classification of animal kingdom. You can see here that animal kingdom is divided into invertebrates and vertebrates, that is non-chordata and chordata. The criteria is notochord present or absent. Now invertebrate, cellular level, tissue level, organ level. So at cellular level, Porifera is there, tissue level phylum Cnidaria or Coelenterata is there, and organ system level there are two here, acoelomate and coelomate. Acoelomate with without body cavity, here 2 are there, 2 phylums, that is Platyhelminthes and Nematoda, and rest having the body cavity, hence they are classified as coelomate. These are phylum Annelida, Arthropoda, Mollusca, Echinodermata. Now chordata is divided into 5 classes: Pisces, Amphibia, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia, and these species divided into again 2, that is a cartilaginous fish and bony fish. These are the group of invertebrates like phylum Porifera, Cnidaria, Platyhelminthes, Nematoda, Mollusca, Annelida, Arthropoda and Echinodermata. About 95% of the animals are invertebrates. These are some characteristic features of animal kingdom. The chordata divided into classified into 5 vertebrates. The vertebrates is divided into 5 classes, that is Pisces, Amphibians, Reptilia, Aves and Mammalia, whereas non-chordates or invertebrates are divided into following 9 phylum Porifera. These are some characteristic features of these phylum, like Porifera, body with pores, these are aquatic, sessile and asexual, they show asexual reproduction as well as sexual reproduction. Some of the examples are sponges. Now Cnidaria are diploblastic, stinging cells, and example is jellyfish, hydra. Platyhelminthes are the flatworms, they are free living or maybe parasite also, and example is tapeworm, that is Taenia solium. Then Ascalphinthes, that is roundworms, and for example Ascaris is there. Then Annelida having the segmented body, example is earthworm, leech, etc. Arthropoda having the jointed appendages, some of the examples are cockroach, spider, etc. Then Mollusca, soft muscular animals are there, and they have external skeletal system. The examples are octopus, pila, unio, etc. Then Echinodermata has hedgehog skin, and examples are starfish, sea urchin, etc. Protochordata between the invertebrate and the chordata. Examples are Melanoglossus. In this slide, we will see the classification of the chordata. That means what are the characteristics features on which the members are kept in the major phyla, that is chordata. These are the bilateral symmetrical body, then presence of coelom in their body, that means they are coelomate, then 3 tissue layer present in the embryonal stage, that means they are triploblastic, the presence of dorsal nerve cord, that is nerve cord is present on the dorsal side of the body, then the notochord is present, then presence of gill slits and tail. So, these are the important characters which are present in all members of the chordata phylum. See in this picture, here we can see this the pharyngeal pouches, then hollow nerve cord, this one is hollow nerve cord, this pink one here, this is the post anal tail, this pink one is the notochord. Now see here it is written over there, that is notochord is the supportive rod like structure which may be replaced by the cartilage or bones in vertebrates. Then tubular nerve cord is present, which is single in number and present at the dorsal side of the body. Now pharyngeal gill slits or pouch or folds, they are present in the mostly in the embryonic stage of the higher vertebrates. Post anal tail, which is also present, and that is supported by notochord or vertebral column, and they provide method of locomotion in aquatic chordates, whereas in humans it is known as coccyx, and in most of other mammals as wagging tail.